everyone, this is Alex from Lincoln Park Library, and today's How To Tuesday is a Halloween yarn garland craft. It's a really fun one. I think people of all ages could complete it and have a lot of fun with it. Kids too, they might need some extra help, but I feel like overall it was a pretty easy craft. To start off, for your materials that you'll need orange, white, and black yarn. You're going to need black pipe cleaners, pair of scissors, a long string of twine to hang them on, and then like some kind of fishing line, string. You could even use twine or yarn, something to hang the ghosts, spiders, and pumpkins to the twine. So any of that could be used for that. So what I did first for step one, I did the spiders. So what you're going to want to do is find something that's about 14 inches wide. So you could use I've used like my laptop screen is 14 inches. For this one, I used the back of, a kitchen chair. It was about 14 inches. So what you want to do for the spiders, you're going to wrap the black yarn around the back of the chair, laptop, ruler, whatever it is, about 75 times. This will make 3 spiders total. And then once you go around 75 times, you're going to want to take off the yarn and you're going to want to lay it on a flat surface like this right picture right here. For step 2, you're going to cut 3 14-inch strips of yarn and you're going to tie one tightly in the middle, as you can see here. And you want to double knot it and do it very tight. And then you're also going to want to do 2 on the sides. So I didn't do it directly in the middle. Right here, I did it kind of off to the side because you're gonna have to cut here and you're gonna want enough for both of these spiders. So once you cut the loops at the ends, you're also gonna cut in the middle here on these 2 sides so that you have 3 spiders. So it's like 1, 2, 3. And those are all the spiders that you will need for the garland. Step 3, I think, was the most tedious. What you want to do is leave the 2 strands from the middle tie long. So those were long, but the rest of the yarn, you want to cut it pretty short so that the spider appears rounder and fluffier. So you can see I left the 2 strands here that I had tied around the middle, but then I cut, all of this. It looked pretty shaggy here. It was cut so that it looked more like a spider. So you want to make sure that you cut it short enough. For step 4, you're going to take 6 black pipe cleaners and you're going to cut them in half. Then you're going to tie 4 of those to the bottom of a spider. You're going to bend them, so like 3/4 of the way down, like legs. And you're going to cut the ends of the 2 longer strands after you tie them on there. And you're going to repeat for the other 2 spiders. And once you do that, they should look like this. And then for pumpkins, it's very similar to the spiders. So for step 1, you're going to follow steps 1 through 3 of the spiders, except instead of wrapping it 75 times, you're going to wrap them 150 times so that they're bigger than the spiders. So they're bigger, they're rounder. It kind of differentiates them from the spiders, which are a little bit smaller and they have the legs. And then once you do all that and you trim them and you cut them and everything, you're going to attach either green pipe cleaners as the stems, and you can kind of curl them around a pen or a pencil to make it curly. Or what I did, I used, because I had green ribbon at home, I didn't have any pipe cleaners, I used some green ribbon, and I, made them curly using scissors, and I attached them right in the middle, as you can see. All I did was take 2 strands from the pumpkin and lightly kind of tie them over the ribbon so that it stayed in place. For the ghosts, step 1 is similar to the spider and the pumpkin. So you're going to wrap the white yarn around the same object used before about 150 times. So that's more similar to the pumpkin because you need more of the yarn to make it a little fuller. And again, this is going to make 3 ghosts, so which is very helpful. It's a lot easier. You don't have to do this 3 different times. So you just do it 150 times about on the same surface. You're going to take that yarn off. You're going to lay it on a flat surface like the other 2. And for step 2, you're going to only cut one end of the loop instead of both of them. So cut the one end of the loop so you make one long, mass of yarn. And then once you have that laid out, you're going to cut that into thirds. So try and get them as equal as you possibly can. You can see on the right, they're not perfect, but ballpark, as long as they're about the same, that's all that matters. So then you'll have the 3 equal pieces of yarn to work with. For step 3, it's similar to the other two. You're going to cut 6 instead of 3 14-inch yarn strands for the 3 ghosts. So what you want to do first, you're going to tie a yarn strand tightly around the middle, like this on the bottom left-hand quarter. And then you're going to bend those 2 ends together. They're going to come together, and you want to make the head of the ghost. And once you have that, you're going to tie another strand at the base here and tie it tightly and knot it. And then if there's any, longer strands that you don't like, or if this strand is really long, you can trim all of those as well. And that's how you create the spider, pumpkin, and ghost. Then what you're going to do, you're going to have that long piece of twine. So make sure you kind of like measure out for whatever space that you're using it for, if that's a fireplace or a doorway or a window or whatever it is. Measure that twine, cut your piece of twine, and then using yarn, fishing line, or just any type of string, it really doesn't matter. You're going to attach the spiders, ghosts, and pumpkins to the twine in any pattern that you want. I had used ribbon. I actually cut the ribbon in half to make thinner strands. And then I kind of like either tied, similar to how I tied the stem of the ribbon, how I just took 2 pieces of the pumpkin yarn and just kind of tied a little knot. I did the same thing for these. And it was really easy. That's just what I had. So, and then I put them all on in the order that I wanted. And then you can hang up your garland for some Halloween fun. But I can show you a couple other pictures from different angles, and this one is close up. You can see I just kind of looped it here. I looped that one underneath the middle yarn piece that I had tied tightly for the head. And then this one I did the same thing with the 2 pieces of the black yarn. I just kind of did a little knot. But yeah, it's a really festive, easy craft. I think it'd be great for the whole family. I think people of all ages would enjoy doing it. It is a little more time consuming, but I thought it was more fun that way. It's not just like an easy 10-minute project. But I think with multiple people, it would be really fun to do it as a family, or with friends or something like that. Even like a crafting group, it would be great. But again, any questions, you can always reach out to me, and I'd love to see them if you guys ever complete them. Thank you so much. Have a great day.